Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing kind of like a Q&A video just because, I mean, I've already posted 3 videos and I feel like you guys don't really know me that well. If I'm going to be consistent with this whole YouTube thing, I might as well, you know, let you guys in a little on my life and who I am and all of that. I am going to start off with a couple of questions here. I do have, you know, a whole list in my notes, so bear with me here, but I am going to start off with some basic information. My name is Wilmaris or Wilmaris. I know some people say it that way. Whatever floats your boat is fine with me. Either Wilmaris or Wilmaris, regardless, is the same thing. My name actually came from my parents essentially putting parts of their names together. My mom's name is Marinel. So the Maris part, the last part of my name, is my mom's. And then Will, my dad's name is Wilfredo. So they basically put their names together and created mine. But in Puerto Rico, that's where I'm from, which, newsflash, I was born in Puerto Rico. I'm the only one out of my 2 other sisters that was born there, which is, I feel kind of like special, you know. I am the odd one out. I am the middle child. I do have a sister that is 24 years old and then the other one's 19. At least if there's like 3 siblings, there's always going to be one that's a little bit weird or like completely different from the other 2. That's me. I currently live in Wisconsin. I feel like, even looking at myself, like, why do I live here? I only live here because my mom moved from Puerto Rico to here. I don't know why out of all the states she chose to come here. I would have definitely moved to Florida. Like, if there's one state that I could live in, that's where I would live, just because it kind of resembles Puerto Rico, but then it's also like the US. So yeah. Let's see here. I don't know if I said this already, but I am 23 years old and I do live with my boyfriend Jake, who is also 23, and my 2 little doggies, which I do have one dog. His name is Leo, and then the other dog is Chewy. This is Leo. Come here. They're currently a little sleepy right now, but this is my little Leo. He is 4 years old, and his birthday is July 21st. He is a Cancer like me. He gets very emotional, or like when we leave the house, he'll literally cry. He gets really bad at like separation anxiety, but he's a very good boy. He's a good listener. He's a Yorkie Shih Tzu. When we went to go get these dogs, we first got Leo, and then Leo was kind of like a little bit sad all the time. He would sit under the table when we would eat, or just like seem so lonely. So we ended up taking him to where we got him, and he essentially picked out his little friend. He didn't like any of the other dogs except for Chewy, so we ended up getting Chewy, which Chewy's the crazy one. He doesn't like other dogs. He'll literally screech. Like, he doesn't have a normal bark. He screams like if someone's about to kill him. This is my little Chewy. Chewy is 3 years old. He is a Maltese Yorkie, and he's a really good boy too. You know, he's a very good lover, but the one thing about him is that, again, he doesn't like other dogs. His birthday is December 12th, and he is going to be 4 soon. And they love to eat literally anything. They're not picky at all. I, at some point, was making them, like, homemade food, but I don't know. It was just a lot of work for me, so I kind of stopped doing that, and I just have been giving them lately the IAMS. I don't know if that's how you say it. IAMS, like the dog food, and they've really been enjoying it. It's a little more expensive, but I feel like if it's something that they can eat that's healthy, I'm okay with it at least. The question that I do have is, do you work a 9 to 5? I work a 9 to 5. I work full-time from home. My job is like a sales type of job, so I have to retain customers with the job, with like the company that I work for, and try and like give them offers so that they don't leave. It's very stressful in itself, because some people really, out of everything, why are you calling me and yelling at me when I have nothing to do with why your bill went up or why certain things are happening to you? Like, you know what I mean? I don't understand why people call and like start yelling at you. Like, ma'am, control the hostileness, relax. Like, there's no need to be acting like that. The embarrassment, like, do you think they sit here and like think about the fact that they're really yelling at a stranger? Like, just think about it for a second. That's crazy. I started my YouTube channel like 4 years ago, but then I stopped posting, and then I sold my camera because I didn't have any money. I was broke back then, but now I'm fine. But yeah, I ended up putting my videos, like some of the videos that I ended up posting, I put them on private because they're low-key embarrassing and I don't want anyone to see them. So that's why I like restarted my whole YouTube channel. And yeah, let's see. What are some things you enjoy doing? So I really love to travel. I wish I did it more. Obviously, I work a full-time job and you know it's not like I have unlimited PTO, but when I do have the PTO, I always go somewhere. Like I recently went to Puerto Rico and I haven't been there in so long, like I think 6-7 years. It was definitely an experience of a lifetime, but I only went for like 4 days, which 4 days is just not enough. If you do go to Puerto Rico, I would recommend going to the Casa Bacardi. Like the mixology class is so fun. If I can, I'll probably post some like little videos so you guys can see. It was a good time. And they definitely, their goal was to get us drunk and they did that. Like I am a lightweight. That's another thing about me. I don't really drink like that. Or like when I'm in the mood, I'll drink, but I'm not really somebody that's gonna be drinking every day. That's just not my like scene. I like to be in tune with myself, not have certain things take over me. And I feel like when I'm drunk all the time, it's like I'm not really here, if that makes sense. But don't get me wrong, your girl loves a good little drink. But yeah, aside from like traveling, I do love any sort of like artsy thing. Like I love to paint, I love to draw. Not saying that I'm an artiste, I mean low-key I'm an artiste, but I do love to do things like that, or like crafting. I like being outdoors, so like hiking. I wish I did stuff like that more often, but it's kind of hard. Sometimes I just feel like with my life lately, I haven't been able to do any of that because of all the changes that I've been going through. Like even my boyfriend lately, he actually just got a new job, so it's like us readjusting. We went to PR. After going to PR, we literally moved to a new apartment, which is here, and then you know he started a new job. It's like a lot going on. My zodiac sign, I already said I am a Cancer. I do believe in the zodiac, like all those little posts of the zodiac signs or this. The Cancers are very sensitive, and I can tell you that because I'm the most sensitive person ever. I don't know why, like I really get in my feelings, or I feel like people are coming for me or they're attacking me for no reason. I don't know why I'm like that, but I need to relax. When did I move out? I actually moved out when I was 18, and I didn't even plan to move out. Like that day came out of nowhere. Like I literally was like, I'm done, I'm moving out, and I literally packed my stuff and left, moved in with my boyfriend and his dad, which I've never lived with like another man before, because my dad, well, when my dad was in the picture obviously, but that's a whole nother story for another day if I feel comfortable talking about it. But yeah, like it was kind of weird, because you know, like I don't know, it was just so different. Like I didn't really know his dad like that. And then like moving kind of to like the suburbs, like what, the suburbs? I used to live in like the south side of Milwaukee, or for a little bit we kind of lived close to downtown, so it was a little weird. You know, I had to definitely get used to it, and I was always surrounded by people that spoke Spanish. Like my mom was always speaking Spanish. I wasn't around that after I moved out, so it was a little weird, but I got used to it, of course. What advice would you give someone who's just starting out living on their own? So one thing that I would say is you definitely have to save, be smart about your money, because I feel like when we first moved out, I literally spent so much money. Like I got a love sack. If you look into the love sacks, they're expensive, and we got the biggest one. Why? I don't know. We had no decoration on the walls. We had this big couch that was so expensive for no reason. Like I feel like at the end of the day, don't try and like give yourself all this pressure. Like everything will work itself out. Like you don't need to have everything together right away. Like give it some time, save up, manage your money wisely, because if you're like me, like in the beginning, not to say that I didn't have money, I did have like a savings account, but like if worst case scenario something were to happen, you know, what are you gonna do? That's what I want you to think about. I would definitely recommend moving if you are somebody that wants to move. Of course, if you have a savings and all of that, it is worth it to move out, just because then you can create your own space and you can find who you are. Like one thing that I really struggled with when I was younger is figuring out who I was. And you know, obviously it is harder when you live with other people that are completely polar opposites of you. With you living on your own, you're going to experience who you are. You're going to learn how to deal with yourself, and you're going to learn what you like to do and what you don't like to do. Like even with, for example, cooking. I love to cook, but I absolutely hate doing dishes. Like, I'd rather do dishes honestly than do the laundry. But my boyfriend, if I'm cooking, he'll probably clean the dishes, or sometimes I'll do it just because, you know, he's had a hard day, or, you know, I just want to be nice, or, you know, sometimes I am in the mood to clean. But typically if I cook, he cleans, or, you know, vice versa, but he never really cooks, so I am the chef of the house. But yeah, I would definitely recommend moving. I think it is something that, you know, just helps you grow as a person, and you get to learn how to manage your money better. You get to learn how to be independent, and that's something that you're gonna have to learn eventually, so you might as well start doing it. But if you don't have to move out, I would also not recommend moving out, just because then you get to save and you get to, you know, try and figure out your life. It is really hard to figure out your life when you're moving out, and when you live on your own, and when your job depends on, you know, you paying bills. You have to pay bills. You know, like, sometimes even me, like, I am not very happy with my job. Like, I'm happy with it, but because it's, you know, providing for my life. Like, I'm not able to live where I live if I didn't have my job, you know. Like, I get paid pretty good, I would say. But if I could have a different job, I probably would. It's just, you know, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, when you're an adult, you can't just leave your job. You have to either figure it out, find something else, or, you know, you can't just quit your job and sit back and do nothing, you know. And that's one thing that you can technically do if you still live with your parents, or, you know. Some of my favorite hair products. I literally have been changing my hair products so much, but to actually style my hair, I only use one product, which is the Rhyme and Reason. I actually get this from Target. You guys can literally get this from Target if you have curly hair. I would definitely recommend it. It is really good to give moisture. I feel like my hair, like, literally, the curls are looking very good. They're looking very juicy. They're amazing. Until I put my hair in a bun, and then after that, there's no turning back. Like, if you know, you know. For shampoo and conditioner, I do use the Monday shampoo and conditioner, which this is the moisture shampoo. For me, typically, I like to have moisture on my scalp because it gets very dry, and shampoo is what's more likely gonna go deep into the scalp. Conditioner, however, I do use the smooth one because I do have curly hair, so sometimes it does get very frizzy or it gets dry, so the smoothing is going to help with that. And I've been using this for, I would say, like a month now, and it's really good. It's SLS free, paraben free, and cruelty free. We love that. We love a little cruelty free moment. Do you want to have kids? Which, I don't know why, when you reach a certain age, I feel like your parents really, like, start pressuring you. My mom, for some reason, it's like, ma'am, I don't want to have a kid yet. Don't get me wrong, kids are cute and everything, and, like, having a baby is something that I might want to do in the future, but it's not on the priority list of me. Like, I can't physically imagine my life with a kid currently because I can barely deal with my mental health, or I can barely deal with having 2 dogs and having a boyfriend and, like, living all together. Like, it's already a lot for me. Not that I'm, like, depressed or anything, which, you know, sometimes we get a little depressed. It is what it is, but I'm just not at a point in my life where I'm ready to have a kid. Realistically, you'll never be ready, but I'm just not physically ready. Like, I'll obviously have a kid if it's an accident or something like that, but for the time being, I'm not going to plan to have a kid. That's something that I can see myself doing further down the line, but right now, I'm just focusing on myself, my career. That's another thing that I don't know. I don't know what I want to do in the future. I don't know where I want to go in life. I just want to be happy, and I want to have good health, and I want to travel. I want to experience life to the fullest, and that's it. How long have I been dating my boyfriend? So Jake and I have been together since 2016 December, so it's been almost 6 years. That's crazy to think about, the fact that I've been dating somebody for 6 years. Like, I've never been in a relationship for this long. And time goes by so fast. Like, you think 6 years is, like, nothing, or it's a long time. It's really nothing. Like, I don't know. It's crazy to me that I've been with somebody for this long. The fact that he's been dealing with me for this long. How? The fact that somebody wants to be with me. I'm not that bad, guys, I promise. We have been dating since 2016, but we actually started living together in, like, 2017, so, you know, for like 4 years now we've been living together. What are some of my favorite like home decor stores? I really like Target. I like Magnolia. Like, their stuff is so good. If you watch their home remodeling show, I'm telling you, you need Magnolia stuff. I also like to get stuff from Home Goods though, because you get really good deals. Same with like TJ Maxx or IKEA. IKEA has really good stuff, but you can get a lot of good things on like Wayfair or Overstock or I don't remember that other website. If I do think of it, I'll put it down below. But yeah, those are pretty much all the places that I do shop. Or sometimes I'll go to Walmart if I find anything good. Just kind of depends, really. How do I edit my videos? So I actually use iMovie. I feel like you don't really need anything good. Like, as long as you have a good camera, even if you don't have a good camera, like if you have your iPhone, just use the back camera and you'll be fine. As long as you're putting out quality content, I feel like people will somehow reach it. Not to say that I'm like very pro at it, because I have like no subscribers, but I haven't been doing this for that long. From what I've seen, of course, I feel like if you really stick it through and if you're consistent, I feel like at some point you'll reach some sort of success. Am I right? That's with anything though, I feel like. So what type of phone do I have? I have an iPhone 12 Pro. I had a Pro Max, but it literally shattered. If I can find it, I will show you guys, but it's literally cracked. Like the front, the back, it's a whole mess. We don't like to talk about it in this house. What is my favorite holiday? So I really like Christmas and Thanksgiving, but I love Christmas because I love to give. Like, I'm telling you, I love to spend, and especially when it's spending on other people. Like, I love to be able to see the faces on people when they're opening their gifts, when they see the stuff that I got them. It's so great. Like, it just really warms my heart. I love to give. I'm a giver. I don't care too much about the receiving part. Like, it's great to receive, yes, give me the gifts, but I love to give. Like, I'm such a giver. Something that I like about myself is that I do see the best in people. Like, I always believe in others, no matter if you're like a horrible person. Like, even if you've done something really bad, like, regardless, I'll see the best in you, or I know that somewhere deep down inside of you there's a good in you, if that makes sense. What was my first real job? My first real job, I worked at Jimmy John's. Now that I think about it, it was very traumatic. Maybe I'll do like a story time one day, but my Starbucks coffee drink. I actually get the iced caramel macchiato venti with oat milk. If you haven't tried it with oat milk, I would definitely recommend. My camera is literally about to die any minute, so I'm going to try and speed this up. Any bad habits that I'm trying to break. So I actually literally bite my nails, which is so bad, but my anxiety gets the best of me, which is another thing that I absolutely hate about myself, is that I am an overthinker. So yeah, with the bad habits, I mean, like I said, the whole biting of the nails thing has been something that I've always done, even since I was little. Like, I don't know why, but I know obviously everyone has their own like mechanism that they cope with, like stress, or, you know, apparently this is mine. Hey, you know what? I'd rather be a nail biter than have a temper or have anger issues. It would have been worse for me, but it's not. I am working on the whole nail thing. Like, I did let them grow out for a little bit, but for some reason the anxiety came back, because now I've got booty fingers. If you can see, they're looking very dusty, musty, and crusty, and that's okay. Let's see here. Salty or sweet? I am definitely a sweets person. Like, my boyfriend and I are polar opposites. He loves salty snacks and I love sweet snacks, like ice cream, Rice Krispies, donuts, Twinkies, which I don't even like Twinkies anymore. Like, Twinkies are low-key and not that great. They used to be good before, but I don't know what happened, if they changed the formula or what. They're not the way that they used to be. I don't know, but Fruit Loops, I love anything sweet. Cereal, I do like, you know, salty snacks once in a while. Like, I have to be in the mood for them. Like, chips is not something that I really gravitate towards. I will for sure go to the fruit section, or I will for sure get some sweets like honey buns or things like that, you know, especially when it's that time of the month. Don't fight me, because I will get my snacks. The sun is definitely going down, so this is probably going to be the last question that I do end up answering. But the last question is, are you in college, or did you go to college. So I did end up going to college right after high school. So when I did graduate high school, I went to a community college, but the reason why I ended up going was because I kind of felt pressured not only by society but by the people around me. Like my sister was going to college, everybody in school that I like in high school, they were all going to college, and I kind of didn't want to be the odd one out. I never really knew what I wanted to go to school for, as in like what I wanted to study for, what I wanted to have as a career, and I still to this day don't really know. Which at that point, that's why I never finished going to college. I literally dropped out 2 years after the fact because I kind of felt like I was wasting my time, my money, my energy, and I didn't want to end up finishing college and going to, you know, get a job that I didn't care for. I didn't want to be miserable, and thinking about going to school for something that you're going to do for the rest of your life just isn't me. I typically get bored with jobs pretty quickly, not because I don't know, it's just I feel like it's not something that I'm into, and honestly college isn't meant for everybody. Like, you don't need to go to college to be successful. You don't need to go to college to have money. You don't need to go to college to be happy. Like, at the end of the day, it's 2022. There are other things out there that are more fulfilling and more entertaining in a sense than going to college. For me personally, college isn't for me, and it's not going to be for everybody. Like, even if you think about social media as a whole, like, there are so many opportunities out there that can give you more than what a college degree could. And it's not to, you know, knock off anybody who does have a college degree. Like, props to you for putting yourself through that and being able to achieve something like that. But me, I can never see myself going back. I for sure knew what I wanted to do. That's pretty much all that I have for you guys. I don't really have any other questions, but if you do think of anything that you'd like to ask me, you can leave it in the comment section below. I'll have a lot of videos coming up pretty soon, but yeah, I mean, that is pretty much it for today's video. If you guys do have any questions, concerns, comments, leave them in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.